Welcome back once again, my people, to another edition of the Reggae Boyz Weekly. Today we have some not interesting, but some good topics to talk about today surrounding Dennis Chung and what he had to say surrounding Mason Greenwood and his whole passport process. Also, we're going to discuss Damion Lowe, who recently got a move to the Saudi Pro League. And, if you know anything about the Saudi Pro League, we know that you have a lot of exciting players that play in the Saudi Pro League. Neymar, although has Neymar even kicked a ball down the Saudi Pro League, has it?
I think he played one game.
But
But I
in
don't know
my
if he,
books, yet to kick a ball to me. You get me? I said the man who like what, 5 trophies in the Saudi Pro League. You have the
yeah.
likes of Ronaldo. I think you have Milinkovic Savic who plays in the Saudi Pro League. N'Golo Kante who recently made the French national team. Sadio Mane, Demarai Gray. So many players that play in the Saudi Pro League. So Damion Lowe has transferred to the Saudi Pro League, and funny enough, Damion Lowe is no stranger to not say the Saudi Pro League itself, but he was in Egypt at one point in time. So in terms of the culture, etc., he's kind of familiar with that. I don't remember how long he was there in Egypt, but Damion Lowe got a move to the Saudi Pro League, so we're going to discuss that, and we have some other things that I want to discuss as well in the latter stages of the show. But once again, people, welcome back, and today I'm joined by Dylan. Dylan, big up yourself, well gone.
I'm good, bro. I just came from dinner and yeah, ready to talk about the things and topics today.
You
Oh,
just
happy
came.
birthday, bro. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Respect. You just came from dinner, like you had dinner, like or that go.
Nah, I had dinner with some friends a while ago.
Oh,
Dining hall food, but yeah.
oh. So like it goat still, isn't it?
No, not today.
Yeah. But once again, people, big up on yourself. Thanks for joining once again. Before we get into the show, let me just give you guys the intro to the show.
It's time to rise up. Stand and take your place. Rise up.
Shine like the
Rise
sun.
up, rise up.
Your journey has just begun. Rise up.
Yeah, rise up, people, rise up. So before we even get into the show, people, let me just bring this up on screen quickly. So today we have the punk of the week. Yesterday, due to the lengthy show, we never get to do the punk of the week because Dicanio brain did fry and Dylan did tired. I would have given the punk of the week yesterday, but the man said them brain fry, so I'm saying, all right then, today we get the punk of the week. Originally we had a punk of the week for yesterday, but we changed it. So stick around in the latter stages of the show for the punk of the week. Also, we're gonna give the star of the week today as well. Also that will be in the latter stages of the show. I'm trying to remember who's the star of the week. I mean, I remember. Okay, I remember now. Dylan, you think you know who's the star of the week?
Yes, I have a suspicion.
Oh, would you? But yeah, it could be anyone. I think Arsenal could get the star of the week.
True.
Aston Villa being a bogey team of Arsenal. Eric Ten Hag could possibly get the punk of the week for his atrocious substitutions over the weekend. But once again, people stick around for that. The first topic I want to discuss is Dennis Chung, as he had something to say surrounding the whole Mason Greenwood situation, right? That transpired recently, and Dennis Chung is the general secretary of the Jamaica Football Federation, and he's normally on the forefront, and he's normally bringing clarity to certain situations. So in a recent interview with the Jamaica Observer, he brought some clarity surrounding the Mason Greenwood situation. So let me just get into that quickly. So once again, it's coming from the Jamaica Observer. And just to note, people, Mason Greenwood did score today. I think he scored 1 goal, so that's what, like 5 goal contributions in 2 games.
Yeah.
So not a bad start to his Marseille career. So for all the Mason Greenwood, supporters out there, fanboys, I'm sure that you guys would have watched that game. I didn't watch the game personally. I'm not a fan of Marseille, but that's good for Mason Greenwood. But in terms of the headline itself coming out of the Jamaica Observer, the headline is Greenwood inches closer. JFF confirms former England forward near Jamaica selection. So the article goes to read: Jamaica Football Federation (JFF) General Secretary Dennis Chung says forward Mason Greenwood has begun the process of obtaining a passport to play for Jamaica's Reggae Boyz. Now, Dylan, as it pertains to this, before we even get further into the article, as it pertains to this whole passport process surrounding Mason Greenwood, right?
Yeah.
For you know a long period of time, I know that Dicanio broke the news surrounding Greenwood a couple months ago, in which he stated that Greenwood was interested. He also did a story surrounding how Greenwood missed like a couple consulate dates at the time. People didn't believe, and then eventually news come to light that he did. In terms of this passport process, right? Do you have any thoughts surrounding that, scene that he's actually in the process of acquiring his passport, which is the biggest step in terms of him playing for Jamaica?
Well, I mean, it kind of is what it is at this point. I think we did a video earlier talking about our thoughts. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Um, he has no door back into the England team based off what we see. I don't think the camp wants him back. So, his opportunity, and the JFF is doing what they should do. I mean, their responsibility is to get us to the World Cup at the end of the day. And if they see a star player that they can take up, his goal today just showed his striker acumen. I was reading some comments a while ago on Twitter, and people are like, "Oh, we made the wrong choice. Really let him get away. This is a generational talent." So, if that means that they're already doubled down in the process, then there's nothing real we can do about it. We'll just see what happens from here.
Yeah, and for me with this whole Mason Greenwood thing, and not only Mason Greenwood, but the potential of other players playing for the national team, I think Reggae Boyz fans, they've always spoken about how the JFF can try to build a relationship with the government as well as with PICA to, try to speed up the process surrounding, respective players getting their passport, because it will definitely help the country, not only on a footballing scale, but on a football scale as well, but also at a tourism scale to an extent. I'm not saying people are going to come to like watch like Reese Nelson or whatever cases, but it just helps in general, like the whole ethos of football in Jamaica and brand Jamaica in and of itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, let's say that the Jamaica Football Federation does acquire a Mason Greenwood. Maybe you have people from the diaspora that would be willing to travel from overseas, whether it's Canada, United Kingdom, to come at the national stadium, compared to folks who live in Jamaica who might not still be interested in the brand of football that is being played there, or football in general. So you'll have more people coming, whether it's for Mason Greenwood, whether it's for like Reese Nelson, Morgan Gibbs-White, or some of these like specific players. You know what I'm saying? So
And I think the biggest goal for them is that they want, when Hallgrimson did an interview talking about the fact that, I'm not sure if it was Hallgrimson or President Ricketts who was talking about the fact that one of the roles of the coaches, they're supposed to actually go to the players themselves and have conversations and say, hey, like, come and play for us. So, I mean, if McNanaman, or what's his name, right? Steve McNanaman?
yeah.
Steve what?
Who? Steve McClaren? Oh, Steve McClaren.
Steve McClaren, sorry. Yeah, if Steve McClaren's job is to go and get players, then he's doing his job. During the off season, that his job is to travel and get as many English players into the team. So man's doing his job. JFF is doing their job. Don't really have nothing to say about that.
Yeah. In terms of Steve McClaren, I think he has a better relation. Obviously, he has a better relationship with the English-born players compared to like a coach Jaime Hallgrimson. Seeing that Steve has been at United for like on 2 occasions. I think going to the players and kind of talking to them and selling them the project is a bit easier compared to a coach Jaime Hallgrimson, who, I mean, his track record was only at Iceland, and then he went to Qatar, etc., etc. So with all due respect, it doesn't really have that pull compared to like a Steve McClaren in that sense. You know what I'm saying? So even the whole thing with Leon Bailey, we see where there's some clarity surrounding that, where he no longer needs to write a letter in that sense. He will have to state by some medium that he's available, but he doesn't like outright have to like write a letter to say that, oh, I'm available to get back into the national team, right? We've seen the whole Mason Greenwood process like being sped up. We hear talks about Reese Nelson, how the Jamaica football well, not Reece Nelson specifically, but Dennis Chung went on to state that Steve McClaren is also looking at players that he wants in the squad that he's also in conversations with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm guessing that like a Reece Nelson, Morgan Gibbs White, these potential players would have been some picks that Steve McClaren will be looking at to recruit for the national team. You know what I'm saying? But let me get back to the article. Let me take some comments. We have Dicanio Tomlinson, big up yourself, Dicanio. Himself up man them. Dicanio also say, what did Dicanio say? Him say, like up the video. Yeah, people, like up the video. Gunners boss, big up yourself. One Gunners, Arsenal. Tiki Stain say, all who unsubscribe and still I watch. Big up on yourself, people. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Just a quick commercial break as well before we get further into this article that came to light today. Just go ahead, people, like up the video, share, subscribe, and leave your thoughts below in the comment section. I think Gunners Boss says something else in the comment section. I'm just take this from Gunners Boss. He said 433 presser. What's up with you and apology tour? Tell someone to kick rocks and carry on. If you're not going to double down, don't make any appearances. Gunners Boss, I don't know, say, I never apologize. I double down for anything we say still. You get me? I say, in general, nothing in specific. J Sharp, big up yourself. But let me get back to the article still, right? So let me just start over back. So, Jamaica Football Federation General Secretary Dennis Chung says forward Mason Greenwood has begun the process of obtaining a passport to play for Jamaica's Reggae Boyz. Chung, however, told the Sunday Observer that Greenwood recently started the paperwork, but nothing has been finalized as it will take some time to complete. I quote Dennis Chung here, "We are just going through the process, and as we've said before," Chung said, "we are definitely trying to get him to come here, but nothing has been finalized yet. My understanding is that he has a strong interest in representing us. I don't know exactly what stage the process is at right now, but I do know it's advanced. However, I'm not sure of the details." Greenwood, 22, a former Manchester United player, has represented England once at the senior level. FIFA's rules say he can change allegiance because he was under 21 when he played for England in 2020. Greenwood is looking to rebuild his career after being charged with attempted rape, domestic assault, and coercive behavior in January of 2022. Those charges were dropped in February 2023. He left Manchester United to join Marseille in a $30 million deal earlier this season. Greenwood has made a strong start at Marseille, scoring 2 goals, providing 2 assists, and winning a penalty in his debut during a 5-1 win over Brest last weekend. And to note, people, it's 5 goal contributions now. He scored today as well in a 2-2 draw. The Reggae Boyz are set to face Cuba in their CONCACAF Nations League match at the National Stadium on September 6th. Chung says that, like many Jamaicans, he is hoping Greenwood will be available for selection for the game against Cuba. Once again, that is on the 6th of September. Today's the 25th. So I think the squad will be dropped this upcoming Friday as well. So the days are running down. So, will he get his passport in time, and will the whole process surrounding the JFF and will the whole process of the JFF going to FIFA and sending in the paperwork, will that be enough of a window to get everything sorted so that Greenwood could be available for the game on the 6th of September? We have to wait and see. Dennis Chung also went on to state that I am hoping that it will happen soon, but I guess there's a process to go through. Chung said, personally, I hope that it will happen soon, and many people in Jamaica are hoping for that too, because he's an exceptional talent. I don't know if he'll be here for that game, but personally, I would like for that to happen. Chung says Greenwood has started the season in France top flight competition with great success, and the JFF is looking forward to him bringing that form to the national side. He has started the season with a bang, and he was always an exceptional player from his time at Manchester United. He said, talent like that doesn't fade. I expect that he will continue to perform well for many years. Chung says new head coach Steve McClaren has also been working diligently to recruit other overseas-based players for the national team. The coach is personally making contact with the players he wants in the squad. Chung said He knows talent and goes out there to identify them. That's one of the reasons why he returned to the United Kingdom to talk to certain players he believes should be included in the squad. Now, pertaining to the last part, Dylan, in terms of players that should be included in the squad, right?
Yeah.
We know that we lack quality in the midfield areas. Would you who is on your radar that you would want Steve McClaren to potentially get into this team?
Well, what's his name? Aaron Ramsey, or is Jacob Ramsey, the one that's still at Villa? I know he
Jacob
has
Ramsey.
Jacob Ramsey. I know he has Jamaican roots, and even his brother as well. I'm pretty sure his brother can play midfield. So I think any of those players. I think this window coming up is going to tell us a lot about what is going to happen. Um, the coach has a lot to prove because Hal Grimson wasn't, in my opinion, a bad coach. I think, but I think McClaren has more. I mean, if he grew up in England, and he has more probably interactions with Jamaicans. So yeah, Dicanio always talks about Dejan Sterling. But to me, at the end of the day, if he can do a system that gets the best out of the players we have now, if there's certain players he doesn't want, if he sees players at the local level, this is all up to him. We need a lot of things in the squad, or a lot of people in the squad. We need a lot of changes, but at the end of the day, I've said at the end of the day like 3 or 4 times now. But it's his time to show us what he is made of.
Well, what about a player like a Morgan Gizzard? I know that they can. Early B, yeah. Dennis Chung stated that there's no time frame surrounding Mason Greenwood getting his passport, but he stated that he's hoping that he will get that passport soon, for the game against Cuba. So we just have to be patient in that sense. They kind of said most important one is Dejan Sterling, and Dejan Sterling can play multiple positions, right? I think he can play as in the midfield, in certain defensive areas as well. He said that we need a defensive midfielder. The man said Coach Grimmy was a punk, and he famously called Hargreaves a punk. But in terms of like Morgan Gibbs, what do you think about Morgan Gibbs? Because you look at his future with England. I know that Gareth Southgate isn't there anymore. They have a caretaker manager, and funny enough, I don't think
caretaker manager.
Huh?
Who's the caretaker?
I don't know his name, but I think he's from the youth setup though. He's from the youth setup. I just don't remember his name. However, I have a strong feeling that they'll probably appoint him. Reason being, like, England, they're not going to get a Jurgen Klopp. There's no top caliber managers out there that's going to manage England right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
I don't know about that. With the right paycheck being in
it's the pressure that comes with England, though. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, you look at Spain, for example, like, there's pressure with the Spain job, but Spain can be able to like go for a youth coach and like just give him free reign and say, like, listen, go out there, build something, and whatever you get at the end of the day, we'll assess it and then we'll move on from that. You know what I'm saying? Whereas England, whether you bring somebody from the youth setup or you hire somebody that's like a top caliber, obviously if you hire somebody that's top caliber, like the expectations will be high. But there's never like a time period where like you said, like with England, where you say, okay, build something first and then we can go and challenge for a World Cup or Euros. You know what I'm saying? I think England is ready now to win a trophy. It just comes down to the right coach, if that makes sense. Like Argentina could give like Scaloni the job, and there was no like massive pressure. I don't think when Argentina went into that World Cup, there was a massive pressure. Like in terms of like games leading up, in terms of friendly games, I think that's some of the most wins in friendlies. But still, like France, etc., like those were the favorites. Those teams had more pressure on them going into the World Cup compared to like Argentina with a Scaloni. And if you look at the Argentine team in the 2022 World Cup, it's not like across the team and man for man, it was like the best team man for man compared to other teams in the World Cup. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whereas England, man for man to an extent, they have some of the best players in the world in respective positions. So for me, I don't see England hiring a Jurgen Klopp or one of those guys, or I think maybe Pochettino could have been a option if he didn't go to the United States of America. But I think this guy that's the interim coach right now, or the caretaker manager, I should say. I think he'll get the job, honestly. And if not him, I think somebody from the youth setup.
But I think the main thing for England is that they need a ruthless manager. They need somebody that's going to be like, this is the system, this is how we're going to play, this is how we're going to win. Because trying to shoehorn all those players into one. I mean, for Gareth Southgate, it clearly worked, but I don't know how long that will work for me. But who knows? I don't really care about England that much. Not my country.
But in terms of Morgan Gibbs, right, seeing that Southgate
Right.
isn't there
Yeah.
anymore, and he wasn't like in favor of like a Morgan Gibbs, right? With somebody being the caretaker now and potentially, taking over on a permanent basis, you think Morgan Gibbs White could be a strong option in terms of that we could recruit?
I don't think right now. I think he's too good. I think Gibbs White is probably going to be looking at a move in like January or the following. So I wouldn't be surprised if on deadline they are because he moves for him. So I think with that in mind, because he's a quality player, and to get a player like that, there must either be a situation, must be a falling out, but there can't be a fallout with when you don't have a coach. So yeah, I think it would be. I'd be very surprised, and if McClaren could pull Gibbs White, yeah, yeah, like I couldn't imagine McClaren pulling Gibbs White, but yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be a really big pull, but yeah, he's one of my favorite like players from the lower half of the table. So yeah.
First, like, big up yourself. So I couldn't comment unless I subscribe. Big up yourself. But in terms of Morgan Gibbs, right, I don't see him leaving on deadline date. I mean, to what club? You know what I'm saying? To what club that could be? I don't see any club like linked with Morgan Gibbs right at this moment in time. But I think the next good question would be, Mason Greenwood gets into this team, right? You think he could drive up the recruitment process in terms of like him being a star-studded player? Other players in England who are like castaways could look at it and say, okay, Mason Greenwood is in the squad, top caliber player. Like, let's go to Jamaica as well. Like, let's try to play for Jamaica. You think he could influence those players? Maybe not like verbally, but just by his presence in the national team.
Well, I don't really know who his friends are. I don't know who he's close to. I know at a point he was close to Phil Foden. I don't know if they still have a relationship. I don't really know anything about like socially, and I think that plays a big role. When Bailey, I've heard when Bailey speaks to different players, like there's different kinds of pulls. So it can work in two ways. If he has friends, then he could pull the friends over, and if not, maybe not. But yeah, I don't. Probably his presence, probably getting closer to the World Cup, he will pull players because of the performance of the team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's going to be a singular player. I think it's more the manager. If the manager has an exciting system, if the manager has a way of going to the different teams and making a proposal, I think we definitely need to get our organization together. If the JFF is organized and ready, and we have pay in order and those things, and the contracts are set, I think it's a collection of things and not just a person.
Atheism in Jamaica, big up yourself. Him say Anthony Grant, the best CDM may ever see play for Jamaica. He is too old. I think, yeah, I was just about to say Dicanio just comment. Dicanio has always, I wouldn't say like he has always like advocated for Anthony Grant, but he's always mentioning like a player like Anthony Grant to get into the midfield, but we all know how that went. Him say I got beat anything Grant this. I'm not quite understand the comment there. But once again, people, back to the article. Let me just clear up this quickly. Yeah, so let me just clear this article quickly. So yeah, the article came out today surrounding Mason Greenwood early this morning. So the headline once again is Greenwood inches closer. JFF confirms former England forward near Jamaica selection. So 2 points. We know that the JFF made contact with the English FA surrounding Greenwood and this paperwork to send to FIFA so that they can, for the lack of a better word, transition him over to Jamaica, or to switch his allegiance basically, yeah, in that sense. And the next second point would be the passport process for Mason Greenwood, which Dennis Chung basically spoke about in this article, stating that he's in the process of acquiring his passport right now. Hopefully, he'll be available for the game against Cuba on the 6th. And I think, for Greenwood, even though I have my opinion surrounding that, for Greenwood, and I guess for Reggae Boyz fans who are in favor of Greenwood, that would be a good opening ceremony for him, playing his first game at the National Stadium, because I think the next game will not be played at the National Stadium. You know what I'm saying? So for Greenwood, coming back to the homeland on home soil, at the National Stadium, I don't know how much fans that would pull. I mean, it would pull more than average. You know what I'm saying? Like if say 5,000 Reggae Boyz fans go at the National Stadium for an average, and then you get a Mason Greenwood, then maybe you get like 6,000, like you get 1,000 or 2,000 more fans, right?
Yeah.
So that would be more money in the pockets of the Jamaica Football Federation. So that would be a grand opening ceremony for like a Mason Greenwood, right? So I guess, well, not I guess, Reggae Boyz fans, they'll just have to be patient. But as the article said on the headline, it's getting closer. Rudolph Speed, the chairman of the technical committee, he's also expressed on this platform that it's close as ever. So we just have to wait in that regard. And in the article as well, Dennis Chung basically talked about the qualities of a Mason Greenwood. His time at United, and how we kickstarted the season at Olympique de Marseille. So big up to Mason Greenwood and his club career so far at Marseille. 5 goal contributions in 2 games. I should have looked at the table down at France, but still, skip past that. I'm not a supporter of Marseille, so I'm not really busy about them right now. But anyways, we could get into the next topic. So next topic is surrounding Damion Lowe, aka, me enough people call Damion Lowe the walking red card still. I don't know how many of you guys agree with that statement. Let me just see if we can get this on screen. Jamaica Observer need to do better still. Who won Jamaica Observer, Dylan?
I have no idea.
The Boot Stewart then.
Is it?
I think so. People in the comment section, who won Jamaica Observer? Out this. Oh, figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, who won Jamaica Observer, people? Is either Butch Stewart or somebody? Well, not Butch Stewart. Butch Stewart passed away now, right? Yeah. But his family, I believe. Dylan, you supposed to know them things,
It was owned by Butch Stewart. Yes, you're correct.
Oh, but them own it still now, right?
I guess so. I don't think we'd leave the family.
I know that there's some legal battles surrounding, that family, but I'm not going to get into that still. But anyways, Damion Lowe recently got a move to the Saudi Pro League. Recently we did a video in which, Damion Lowe did kind of hit out against his club. And Dylan, you did that video. Remember that video that you did about, what the name of the keeper name again for Jamaica? Andre Blake.
Mhm.
And I think it was either you or Dicanio. And, him did have this formula where we get a new contract. I think Damion Lowe was also looking for a new contract from Philadelphia Union, but sadly he never get it. He's over to the Saudi Pro League. What do you think about that move for Damion Lowe?
Makes sense. I don't really know where else he would have gone. Yeah, I'm surprised in a sense, but maybe he's going to be linking up with Damari. Maybe they're good friends. I don't know anything about the two of them really on a personal level. But maybe he's going to just collect him back. He's 31 years old. He's trying to, defend the generational wealth. His dad was a footballer as well, so maybe, I watched that interview with him talking about the humble beginnings. So, there's no better way to get the generational wealth than to go to Saudi. So, him.
So you think he's being paid a good bag?
Must be. Has to be.
You heard me?
Yeah.
I mean, what you call him again? Demar agree. He's getting a huge chunk of money compared to when he was at Everton. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess the Saudi Pro League is the next best. When you're looking for a retirement package. But let me ask you this question: you think the Saudi Pro League is better than the MLS?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Because in the MLS, who do they have? It's just Messi, Busquets, Alba. And just Messi, Busquets, and Alba versus, Neymar, Mitrovic, Milinkovic, Savic. That's just one team. N'Golo Kante, Cristiano. Yes, I don't think it's even close, in my opinion.
Yeah, but the whole MLS, bro. Like, I know that you have like some top teams in the Saudi Pro League, right? But the
Yeah.
league itself, like the whole ecosystem or whatever of that league, you think it's like a better league than MLS? Because I don't feel like just because like a couple stars move over to the Saudi Pro League, automatically it becomes better than the MLS. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess you have teams in the Saudi Pro League like Al Ittihad and some of these teams like the teams that Neymar and Ronaldo play for. I think they could give the top MLS teams a good run for their money. Probably beat them 9 times out of 10. Maybe that's a bit too much, but still, you look at some of these teams in the Saudi Pro League and the quality of football. I've seen videos. I've never watched a full game in the Saudi Pro League, and I will never dedicate myself to watch a full game of that league. You know what I'm saying?
Where do you watch it? That's the question. I think, in my opinion, I saw a video where they were talking about they should have made like a Twitch or like a free stream that people could watch so that people get very interested in watching the Saudi Pro League. But obviously, they didn't do that. So I don't know where I can watch the league. I don't know if you can watch it on illegal streaming services because I'm not going to go through all those ads to go and watch the Saudi Pro League. So I think that they've done a lot of things wrong, in my opinion. But it is what it is.
I think, knowing Saudi Arabia, right? Saudi Arabia is an oil-rich country, and I was doing some research recently. And if you look at, like Jamaica would depend on tourism, right? The driving factor of the Saudi economy, if I'm correct, is not really oil itself. They have many other sectors in which they've invested in that drives or boosts the economy over a period of time. You know what I'm saying? But oil is obviously one of the major like driving forces in that country. And even if you look at football, this heavy influx of players and money they're pumping into football is another way to use football or to grow football as a sector in an entertainment sense, I guess, because sports is entertainment. That can also drive money and tourism to Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think they're doing a good job in that regard in terms of the product itself and getting it out there to like fans or whatever the case is. I know that they say they want to be like a top 5 league or the best league in the next couple of years. I just think it's quite impossible due to like the climate and the culture of Saudi Arabia itself. I just think it's really, really difficult. It's one thing to get like the stars over there when they're on their last legs. Obviously, you have 1 and 2 players who go over there when they're young. But still, like, who's watching the Saudi Pro League?
Well, I guess their motivation is probably not to be watched. It's just to collect a bag. And it's a way to have soft power and be spoken about in the media.
Yeah. So let me just get into the article quickly surrounding Damion Lowe. So the headline is Damion Lowe joins Saudi Pro League club what is it? K? Akdud, yeah. So Al Akdud. So Damion Lowe joins Saudi Pro League club Al Akdud, eyes new chapter in career. Jamaican international Damion Lowe has embarked on a new chapter in his football career, signing a 2-year contract with Saudi Pro League club Al Akdud. Lowe's transfer from Major League Soccer MLS side Philadelphia Union to the Saudi Arabian outfit marks the latest move in his career as he joins a growing list of international players making their way to Saudi Arabia, with global stars like Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, Karim Benzema, and Sadio Mane leading the charge. Lowe is no stranger to this migration as he joins fellow Reggae Boyz, Demoira Gray, and Andre Gray. Fellow Reggae Boyz, Demoira Gray, and Andre Gray, who also made similar moves to Saudi Arabia last summer. The 31-year-old defender expressed excitement about the opportunities awaiting him in the Saudi Pro League, citing the region's growing passion for football as a motivation factor in his decision. And Damion Lowe, we know that's not the case, but I take your word for it still. When Damion Lowe went on to state, and I quote, "Playing in the Saudi Pro League is a thrilling new chapter in my career," Lowe said. "I'm eager to bring my best to the pitch, embrace the culture, and make an impact both on and off the field. The recent passion for football there is incredible, and I can't wait to be part of it." Lowe is set to make his mark in Najran, the city where Al Akdud is based. The club finished 15th in their debut season in the Saudi Pro League, and Lowe's addition is expressed to strengthen their defensive lineup. So their debut was last season. They finished 15th.
That's not.
Huh?
I said that's not bad.
Yeah. So a newly acquired team or newly whatever team, constructed team. The move also brings an end to Lowe's time at Philadelphia Union, where he played alongside fellow Jamaican and Reggae Boyz captain Andre Blake. Lowe made 47 appearances for Philadelphia, scoring 3 goals since joining the club in January of 2022. In his first season, Lowe helped the Union to reach Eastern Conference semifinals, where they were narrowly defeated by FC Cincinnati. Lowe's final appearance for Philadelphia came in the League's Cup quarterfinal against McClaren, where he made a notable contribution by scoring a penalty in a 4-3 shootout win after a 1-1 draw in regulation time. As Lowe looks forward to his new adventure in Saudi Arabia, he's eager to embrace the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead, confident that his experience in international football will serve him well in the Saudi Pro League. Well, is one thing I have to say about this move for Damion Lowe, Dylan, is that he'll have multiple stars that he'll be playing alongside. Not at his team, right? But when you play against opposition teams, I'm sure they're going to play against the Ronaldo team and the Neymar team. So it's going to be in and around Benzema. And I think for Damion Lowe, this might be in his career the highest level he'll be playing at talent-wise, because if you look at the talent pool that is in Saudi Arabia now, I think it might be slightly more compared to the MLS to an extent.
Right.
Maybe not slightly more, maybe on the same level, because the MLS, they're producing players and they're sending them in different European respective leagues. We see Americans in the Premier League, etc. Not Americans only, but players from the MLS go into whether the Premier League or other leagues as well. But in Saudi Arabia, they're doing some heavy recruitment in terms of getting young players over there, as well as getting older players to contribute to the league. So for Damion Lowe, it's a star-studded league, in my opinion, for Damion Lowe. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I think I like Damion Lowe. I like him as a personality. I think what he did on the Instagram was it was really funny. The dancing with Shamar Nicholson, encouraging people to go to the games. He's a true stalwart of our country, and it makes me proud of how he carries himself. I think he'll do well in the league. I'd be interested. He's a semi-versatile player, playing CDM and centre back. But yeah, I don't see there's nothing wrong for this move. He's 31. Collect your bag, retire well. Football doesn't pay you for your whole life. And I think you could also become a pundit or a social media personality. So, best of luck to him.
Gunna's boss said, the Saudis don't care about the league being good. They care about the views of the public. It's not a business. It's sports washing for relevance in the world.
Yeah, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but I only say it's sports washing, to be honest. I just think that the Saudi, I know that there's a lot of accusations against them as a country, as well as Qatar and some of these places, but I just think that's the Western world judging a bit too hard. You know what I'm saying? Football lovers say, congrats, Lowe. I don't know, but I'm really not a fan of the Saudi league, but I wish Lowe all the best. Can't wait to hear exciting news about Blake. Also, they are both better than playing in the MLS. Fair enough. Gunna's boss said, the only thing progressive about the Saudi Pro League is the financial situation compared to what he gets from the MLS. And that's true. And I mean, seeing that he's 31, Dylan, he's coming to not to the end of his career, because he has 3-4 more years left in his tank. 3, 4, 5 years. So yeah, sometimes a 2-year contract. I know that they say the money that you're paid in the Saudi league is not taxable or something like that. You get a good tax break compared to England, where they take majority of your money at the end of the day. Even in England, you get 350,000 a week. They take a huge chunk of that in taxes. Where Damion Lowe, he goes over to the Saudi Pro League and he saves a lot of money. Different culture. You stick it out for 2 years. So as Gunna's boss said, I'm in agreement. The only thing that's progressive about the Saudi Pro League is the financial structure and what these players are being paid. They're being paid handsomely. The Demarai Grays of the world, the Ronaldo, Benzema, N'Golo Kante, and to promote the league as well. Even Neymar, bro, I think Neymar is just for mere promotion of the Saudi Pro League. You know what I'm saying? Man win 5 trophies without even really kicking a ball, while Ronaldo struggle if he can get a couple over there. This commentator said, the Damion Lowe team in Saudi is very isolated and next to war-torn Yemen. 14-hour drive to the capital city. Wow, brother.
Well, I think they'd be flying them no problem, but I get what you're saying.
But I think I can put Saudi Arabia and them with us. Even if them they close to Yemen, because them on the we cause corruption in that place. You get me? I say, especially with America, but them one having a close relationship. But so big up to Damion Lowe in that regard, people. 2-year contract with Al Abdud. So nothing, wish him nothing but the best in that sense. However, we have a ticket giveaway that we want to do today. So I'm gonna drop the link in the call-in section. If we get anybody on, we do a ticket giveaway. Just ask a quick question, and we give away some tickets. I think we have 3 tickets given away to the build-up to the game at the National Stadium on the 6th of June. So the link is in the call-in section. You have any questions in mind, Dylan? We could ask the people then.
About what exactly?
You could have been around the national team to give away the ticket. Like who scored the only goal in the Copa America? Which them probably know that already.
Huh?
I said them probably know who scored the only goal in the Copa America recently.
Yeah.
Gunna's boss say, look up the Saudis and how they treat their migrant workers and the kafala immigration laws. They what? Is that won't or want? They want to cut you up and feed you to the crocodile without anyone noticing by buying up all the sport. And I heard something about Qatar where like when Qatar hosted the World Cup, like when they were building the stadiums, like and people like go there to work, and then when I take them visa or passport or something, and them couldn't leave the country. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's that system is across a lot of Arab countries. So it's just the kafala system. It's pretty simple because they get people from minority countries that need opportunities. Tell them that they're going to give them a better life, and once they land, they take away their passport, so you can't leave.
So that's basically like an evil thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're giving away the person's right to leave. It's screwed up. But they used to do it heavily across like Lebanon and most of the Arab countries.
And I'm guessing most of these migrant workers would come from African countries.
Yeah, like Ethiopia, your South Sudan's, your not so much in West Africa, but I know it's a lot of East and Southern African countries.
Yeah. In terms of that, it's kind of hard to go up against, these places in UAE and all these different type of things because, the whole conversation with that. But once again, people, quick commercial break. Like, share, and subscribe. Also, leave your thoughts below in the comment section. But we have a ticket giveaway. If you not get nobody, and then we just move over to the Punk of the Week and Star of the Week. Gunna's boss say the kafala system is commonly used in the Balkan countries. Honestly, people, I am good with geography, but the Balkan countries are which country again, Dylan?
That's a good question.
Which country then?
Countries.
Balkan countries. I feel like I want to guess it.
European.
Let me guess the Balkan countries before you tell me.
Okay.
I know say on Norway. And Norway or Sweden. Those are Scandinavian countries.
Right.
Balkan countries. Balkan countries. I know it, people. Balkan countries. So Norway and Sweden, those are Scandinavian, right? Put them on one side. I think Denmark and all them people there. Baltic Sea. Balkan countries, I would believe, is countries like that was once a part of the USSR, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the names, but am I right or
wrong? Well, no, I don't think you guessed any of them right. But hold on. It's like Kosovo, Greece, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Turkey, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Oh, you only guess that.
Or Portugal, Albania, those types of countries.
Oh, Armenia is in the Balkan region?
Yeah.
Okay. Person say, Gunna's boss, big up yourself. Him say usually characterized as compromising of Albania, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Croatia. I remember Bosnia and Herzegovina when they did play in the World Cup against Argentina. It was a wicked game back in 2014. I think that game ended 1-0. And I think that was the first World Cup, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Them did give Messi a hard time another game. I think he scored the only goal of that game as well. But we could get over to the punk of the week. See if we're gonna boss for next comment. But you know, McClaren is from Armenia, right? Yeah. I know that when he was at Arsenal, there was a whole conflict surrounding like him not wanting to go to play a game or something like that because of some war. I don't remember the case, but yeah. So people, the punk of the week goes to none other than we be again? Oh, my manager man, Erik ten Hag. So yeah, people, I nominated Erik ten Hag for the punk of the week. Originally, it was Enzo Maresca, but then Chelsea played and then beat up Wolves 6-2. Fantastic game, you know. Joao Felix forward back in the Prem and score. Madueke gets a hat-trick in the Prem before Marcus Rashford, or aka Marcus Trashford, who plays for my beloved club. But yeah, Erik ten Hag, I just feel like this game done against Brighton. 4 losses out of 5 against Brighton for Erik ten Hag. You know, always struggles against the Seagulls in blue. And I just feel like the substitutions that Erik ten Hag made in that game, I think it just kind of destroyed the team. You know, taking off Bruno Fernandes, taking off the likes of Amad Diallo. You know, I think Garnacho sub was a good sub. Anthony wasn't effective. Like, I wish if we could just get rid of Anthony, right? Mason Mount is an ex-player that, bro, I think Mason Mount is one of the most like useless players I've seen in a long time. You know? But Erik ten Hag does get the punk of the week. However, let's move over to star of the week. I nominated the star of the week, or I nominated a couple star of the week, and then, you know, we arrived to somebody. And for the star of the week, I have to give it to none other than Noni Madueke. I know that at Chelsea, he's not having the best time at Chelsea, not like no specifically, but just in general, off the back of last season, etc., etc. You know, he's a player that faces heavy criticism for his performances, hot and cold at times. But I think the thing with Noni Madueke, you know, you see the talent within him, but I think that's the thing with many Chelsea players. Like, you see the talent within them, but it's just to extract it. But the only player at Chelsea, Dylan, that I feel like there's no talent to extract from, and tell me how.
Which player?
Guess the player at Chelsea there, I believe there's no talent to extract from. Like, I don't think even Pep Guardiola could get the best out of him.
Mudryk?
Oh, God. You just guess right, brother. Like, bro, you know, I've always stated that I believe if Mudryk had went to Arsenal, he would have been a better player, because I feel like Arteta would have spent more time with the player, developing him, right? But genuinely, bro, when I look at the guy, I just feel like there's nothing within Mudryk where, like, me can make a case for him to say, yo, he's a good player. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think the sooner Chelsea get rid of Mudryk, them have to go cut them losses big time. The sooner they get rid of Mudryk, then the better for them. But yeah, Noni Madueke scored a hat-trick today. 3 goals, you know, a brilliant hat-trick as well, just like Erling Haaland. Cole Palmer scored a wonderful goal. You know, Nicholas Jackson, I defend Nicholas Jackson to the moon and back, brother, you know. I know sometimes in performances are not the best, but, you know, he's a good shout out as well. Getting a goal does well for us.
He's not that bad of a player.
Huh?
I feel like Cole Palmer got the easiest hat-trick of assists I've ever seen.
Cole Palmer.
It was like none of those goals are like great goals.
That Madueke scored?
Yes.
Like some of them that, yeah, it's just like a simple layoff pass, you know? Just a simple layoff pass, and then the angle him shoot from as well. I think the keeper and the defense probably should have done better, you know what I'm saying? Money Pro Music say Russia and them place there. Russia is not part of the Baltic, right? No. But yeah, people, you know, that's the end of the show today. Once again, people, thank you for the continuous support. I know that Dylan wanted to do a Mount Rushmore, but I think we'll save that for the next show and kind of fix that up before we introduce that one to you guys. You know what I'm saying? But before we head out, people, just go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, share, and well, the show kind of end now, so you can go leave your thoughts in the comment section. But I mean, you could still leave your thoughts in the comment section after the live stream has ended. But once again, people, big up on yourself and have a productive week. Tomorrow's on Monday. Yeah, people, big up on yourself. And outro.
It's time to rise up.